And at the end of the attunement, he kind of teared up and he was silent for a while as he listened to everyone else sharing their experience. And then it came to his turn. And we looked at him and, just curious as to what he experienced. And he just said, "Hi, beautiful. I can't believe it's been a week already. Time is flying by. I have been pondering what I wanted to share with you on today's podcast episode of Connecting to Spirit. And I was reflecting on one of the very many beautiful experiences that I've been blessed with as a Reiki master teacher. A beautiful gentleman had in one of my Reiki classes right after he was attuned to Reiki. So for those of you that don't know what an attunement is, a very sacred experience that happens in every Reiki workshop, whether you learn online or if you're learning in person. And what it does is it's an energetic transference that connects you to the lineage of Reiki, all the way back from every master through to my master, all the way back to the very founder of Reiki, which is Mikao Usui. So in the experience, what happens is you're connected to the power of Reiki through a sacred experience. I can't go into the details of how it works, but what it does is it puts you back in connection with, I guess, the element of your soul, and everyone's experience is totally unique. The way that I explain it in my classes is it's like you're tuned to pick up. At the moment, you're just static. If you look at it like a radio station, so there's static energy, and a Reiki master will attune you to the frequency that is Reiki, like tuning in a dial. And when we get your system, your energetic system tuned into the frequency of Reiki, it activates the energy. And all of a sudden, it's like hitting that radio station and getting that clear signal through, and then hearing that beautiful music. We get tuned into the aspect of our soul that we, as humans, when we incarnate, the veil is there and we forget who we are. This gorgeous man, he was in his 50s when he met me. He came in, I think there was only 2 men in this particular workshop. So I'd usually have about 30 women and a couple of men would come through. And what I would do is I'd do the attunement experience, and then afterwards we'd stand in a small group. I'd separate everyone. My masters would be there, and we'd be hearing everyone's experience. And it's always unique. And for me, the best bit of learning Reiki is the attunement, is receiving it and sitting in that collective energy. So incredible. But second to that is hearing how people received it and what experiences came through to them while they were in that attunement experience. And I remember this one particular man's journey. He came at the end, and he was a very big, strong man. He was telling us that he actually works with teenagers that, that society has kind of forgotten about, and he would bring them into his home, and he would house them for a while. And he was telling us that, so he used to take in these teenagers. I can't think of what it's called at the moment. Foster. He was a foster parent. So him and his wife would foster these children. And so he spent his life nurturing other people, loving people, especially those that society had deemed as unlovable in some way, or their behavior or actions had caused them to not really feel worthy of love themselves. And at the end of the attunement, he kind of teared up and he was silent for a while as he listened to everyone else sharing their experience. And then it came to his turn, and we looked at him and, just curious as to what he experienced. And he said, I'm 50 years old. And he said, I think that has to be the first time that I have truly ever felt deep soul love. And then he kind of welled up. And I don't know if it was that he hadn't been loved before, but it was the first time he felt worthy and fully opened his heart to receiving the love. Without anything needed from him, he accepted it for the first time. Because I would imagine there's been others loved him in his life. It wasn't the first time he was loved. It was the first time he fully opened his heart to receive the love. And then he teared up, and then we were all in tears after because it was just such a powerful moment shared in that exquisite, sacred experience. And then he kind of pulled me aside at the end of the class, and he said, "Oh my gosh, Lisa," he said, "I kind of feel a bit frustrated that I'm in my 50s and I've only learnt about Reiki now. I wish I'd learnt this modality 20 years ago." And I kind of said to him, "Now's the perfect time. You're here now, and this is when it was supposed to be." But the reason I'm telling you this story is because I can't tell you how many times I have met people that have said to me, "I've been wanting to learn Reiki for 20 years. I've been thinking about this for a while now. I've had the push, I've had the impulse, I've had the knowing that this is meant for me." And for whatever reason, they put themselves at the bottom of the list. They put everyone else above them, and they don't do it until they get to a point where they've gone through, usually they're empty nesters, and they're like, "Okay, now it's time for me to follow my passion, my purpose, and do something that's just for me." So if you can relate and you can understand, and if you've learned Reiki before and you can remember that feeling of coming home to yourself, it's a way that people have described it. Just pure joy and there's such a transference of peace. And it's the same whether you're attuned online in my workshops or whether you receive the in-person experience, which we offer as well. The online is done live for this very reason, because you're face-to-face with me and you're receiving the attunement in real time, even though you may be on the other side of the world, which I think I hadn't taught in that way until COVID hit. And then I basically had my spirit guide, Anya, tell me that love knows no bounds over and over again when I was like, this doesn't work. I can't do it online. I need the touch. But what I learned is that energy doesn't need to be in person. It feels exquisite when it is, but it's just as good, just as powerful online as well. And the sacredness of Reiki, you learn the experience online, but you still take it home and you practice with the people you love the most, with your animals, with your family, with your friends. And then as you progress through the system, I teach all levels right through to mastery, that then you start to learn how to do this and to help others and to earn a great income as a professional healer. So the reason I've told you this story is because not many people know that there's this sacred attunement experience in Reiki, or if they've heard about a Reiki attunement, they don't know what it is. So I hope this has answered that question for you. I am running a masterclass, a 1-hour masterclass that you can learn all about my style of Reiki, which is Intuitive Reiki. It teaches you how to tap in and trust your intuition and how to activate the energy fast. If you would like to know more about that, I will pop the link in the bottom of this video. I hope you've loved it. I hope you enjoyed this story. Let me know in the comments below. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, head to the show notes and all the information will be there. Until next week, I hope you have a beautiful week. Enjoy connecting, take some time out for yourself, and most importantly, play, have fun, and enjoy the week ahead. Namaste. See you guys.